Kelly Dodd shared some text message exchanges between the two of you. You reached out to her after the news hit. Why did you feel like reaching out to Kelly?
Kelly and I are neighbors. We live in the same town. We have similar friends. I mean, her ex-husband's new girlfriend like does all my lamp. Like, it's a small town. We live in a very small town. We're neighbors. We're gonna run into each other. And I just didn't want to leave it with any bad blood. Like, we haven't seen each other much. I ran into her once at a restaurant and I was just like, hey, you know what? This sucks. This is hard. You saw the text messages because now they're out there. If you want to talk. And I meant it, like, I give people second chances, 10th chances. That's who I am. I don't like to hold on to anger and hate. I'm not that person. A big part of my program is making amends and moving on and letting go. So I was just like, hey, it's over. We're neighbors. What is. And then to see it back there and it's like your fake storylines. I'm like, still sober, still gay.
I want to read you the caption she posted along with the screenshots. She said, I can't believe this Braunwyn has the audacity to text me. She went on a podcast. She said she was fired from the show because we all didn't like her because she's gay. Not because she's a horrible person, not because she treated everyone like and made no effort to be friends with us, not because she went on a press tour and made horrible accusations about us, calling all of us homophobes and racist, not because she's a terrible mother, not because she's a horrible person to her husband. The only reason she was fired is because she is gay. What a f***ing nut job classic narcissist. That's a mouthful.
Wow, that's a lot. I didn't say that. I didn't say I was fired because I was gay. I'm not sure what
this is your first interview since firing. You released a statement and now this. So there was no podcast in the in-between.
I'm not sure what first of all, I don't know what she's referring to. I didn't say that. But I have learned during the season, she takes a lot of things I haven't said and makes it into things I have. So I'm not surprised. I'm used to it. It's like, okay. And like all the rest of it, they've said it this whole time. They've called me a narcissist. They've said I'm a bat. And those are easy digs. I'm a huge advocate for mental health. I don't like when people use clinical diagnosis as insults. If you don't like me, then come up with another word. Don't weaponize mental health, please. I'm a great mom and I know that. I know I'm a great mom. I have great kids. And it's like the proof is in the pudding. My kids are great. What else? God, there was a lot in there There was
a lot in there. Well, what do you make of in her response in the text message, she blamed you for why she was no longer on the show as well.
I think it's hard to take accountability. And when you're angry, it's easier to blame someone else than to take accountability. I think people do that in a lot of things in their lives. It's easier to be angry than sad. And so I'm not going to take that personally. She cut off the part where I said, I hope you have a beautiful life. And then she actually wrote back something pretty sweet too, like, yeah, you too. She didn't post that part. So it actually, when I left the message, I'm like, okay, that ended nicely. If we run into each other at Mastro's, it'll be okay. Whoops.
And then Instagram happens. Did you reach out to the other ladies?
I don't really have a relationship with Elizabeth and I don't see her. We don't have any similar friends. And no.
How do you feel about Shannon, Emily, and Gina being kind of the survivor of this big change?
I honestly think it's weird. Gina, I get. Gina was very like, whatever. Emily, I think Tamara Judge said it best, is like watching paint dry. I agree. I'm like, I know her in real life and I'm like, you were Eeyore, And then Shannon, I think Shannon's good because you get the older long-term viewers, that's good for bringing them back. I think the dynamics with the new and the old will be interesting. Heather's a great casting decision. I like the idea of Heather and Gina is going to be weird. It's going to be interesting.
You think bringing Heather back is a good call?
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. I think they even should have gone further in all honesty, but if you're going to recast and you're going to go the direction of and I know the new cast members. So if you're going that direction, I just think that it's going to be an interesting dynamic. You have like young, hot, rich, beautiful, cool, liberal, and then, conservative Trump supporters. It's going to be an interesting dynamic.
These newbies you're referencing, I have to assume the one is Noella.
I don't know. I can't say anything.
You're not, you do know, but you won't confirm because you don't want to get in trouble. But how would you feel if your friend were to join the show in that way?
So I will tell you, I'm not going to say who's on next year, but I will say I'm very close to one of the people, and she was one of the first phone calls I made. And I said the truth. I am so happy for you. You are such a beautiful soul. I'm so happy that the rest of the world is going to get to meet you. You deserve all the beautiful things, but this is really hard for me. You know, and that's the truth. I can be happy for my friend and sad for myself. And I'm working through that. I called Tamara. Tamara and I are close. And I'm like, this hurts, you know, like I'm happy for her, but I'm so sad for myself. So I don't know. I think it'll go in waves too. When she's filming, I'm not, that's going to be hard. When she's at BravoCon and I'm at home, it's going to be devastating. So I am trying to work that out on my own, you know, right now, and not be jealous or petty, because I don't want that. But like, it's been 48 hours. So I still have to meditate and sit on this, but she's the person I'm talking about is amazing. Bravo's lucky to have her. She is born for this. And just a beautiful, shining star.
If the phone call came to be like, hey, your friend is throwing an event or doing a dinner, we'd love for you to pop by. Would you come in, check in on the girls?
Absolutely. I would love to. I would love to bring a date. I would love to normalize seeing two women together in a conservative town. I mean, I think representation matters, and I absolutely would do that in a heartbeat. One, I love the crew. I think that's the people that I'm going to miss the most. Two, I want to support my friend in any way I can. And three, if I could, be there as an out gay woman, which I never got to film as, that would be beautiful.